Okay, good morning once again. We're going to continue our discussion on the package ggplot2, in particular the qplot function. And we said that data visualization is one of the most important aspects of data analysis. Okay, it's very powerful for you to visualize the data and see the nature, the behavior of the data before even doing some analysis of the data. And we said that one of the most powerful package in R that has really received much accolade and much acceptance is the ggplot2. And we learned that GG, the first two letters of ggplot2, comes from the grammar of graphics, which is it's like a language used in data visualization, in plotting. This was developed by Leyland Wilkinson. The ggplot2 package was developed by Hadley Wickham in 2005, and it has gone through several evolutions. I think the latest is version 3.1 already. So it has received some modifications. Okay, and a quick reference for that. I don't know if I mentioned to you. If you go to tools, and then help, and then cheat sheets. Okay, there are cheat sheets here. Cheat sheets here. Data visualization with ggplot2. You can download this and use this as a reference for the functionalities of ggplot2. Let's just open that for a while and let's see what the cheat sheet contains. Sorry, medyo mabagal yung computer ko. Okay, so while it's loading, let me continue for a while here. So this is another, this is a file that I posted, but in case you're able to finish the rest of the lesson that we started last Monday, then we'll go through this. Otherwise, that will be our lesson for next month, for next session. Okay. So I'm pretty sure you have already installed that package, ggplot2. So let me just record this. Okay, remember that you only install the package once, and then and every time you want to use its functionalities, you have to use library or require. Okay. All right. We were using the empty cars data set. Okay, let me just load that, and I can use view, or just, for example, the head. We learned about this head, and then empty cars. The head function will give us the first 6 elements, or the first 6 observations. Okay, there. First 6. So you have MPGs, cylinder, displacement, etc. We looked at this last time, just a quick review, guys. And if you want to understand in greater detail the nature of the data or the structure of the data, we can use the str function. Okay, and it tells us that the empty cars data set is a data frame, and you know what a data frame is, right? It's it consists of rows and columns of data. The columns have their own names, unique names, and the rows are also unique in the sense that there are no repetition of row names. Okay, all the variables are also described here in the structure. Miles per gallon, displacement, horsepower. I think this horsepower, and there are others. And we said last time that maybe there are variables here that were classified as numerical, but would be best treated as a factor. So we did that last time. For example, the shape of the cylinder, okay, of the engine. This is V shape. 0 if it's not V shape. 1 if it's V shape. And AM is automatic transmission. 1 if it's automatic transmission, and 0 if not. Okay, so those are 3 variables that could be treated as factors, and we did that last time, and we'll just review that. All right, so let me see. We can also summarize the data. Have a summary. This is just a descriptive statistics. It gives us the mean, the median, the minimum value, which is the percentile 0, the maximum, which is P100. Okay, and this is the quartile 3, quartile 1, etc. Can also use the 5-number function. Okay, this gives us the minimum, the median, just like the summary. Okay, I will not run that anymore. Okay, let's proceed. We're just reviewing what we did. Okay, we also said that there's a family of apply functions, and here we're using sapply. This is a very powerful function also, but this was the time when the package dplyr has not yet been created. Okay, but now instead of the apply functions, you have the dplyr, which we're going to discuss next. That's our next lesson, data wrangling, where we manipulate, where we try to create subsets out of the data, out of our main data, and we use the dplyr function. So just a quick review of this. Okay, so we're using the sapply. Last time we checked with the help function of R what sapply means. So let's just take a look at this. Sapply, we're using the data set mount empty cars, and then we would like to get the mean, the average of this of the empty cars data set. And then we said that this is very important because if there is a missing value, then R will not compute for the mean, for the statistical measures. Okay, that's why we're stating here na.rm, remove all the NAs. That RM means remove is equal to true, just in case there are. Okay. Right. So here we have very quickly, guys, using the sapply, we were able to get the means of the different variables. Of course, there are means here that do not have any meaning at all, like cylinder, AM, VS, because these are actually factors. Okay, the 864 in cylinder does not have really any well, practically it means that there are 4 valves, okay, for cylinders, either 4 valves or 6 valves, 8 valves. The higher number of valves, guys, means the greater power, but the greater the gasoline consumption, the fuel consumption. Okay, so let's just applying the sapply function. All right. Now we had this example last time. I hope this is clear to you already, that we generated here a value called an object called x, where there are 2 missing values. And then if we get the mean of this object x, it will return an error term. So very quickly, let's just run this. Okay, structure of x, it's a notice nag-coerce siya, no? Kinonsider siya na integer, no? Yung NA, kinonsider siya na integer. And then is NA, okay, individually kinanan niya, and yes, true, ibig sabihin this element, yung 5th at saka yung 8th, they are truly NAs. And then we get the mean. It does not compute, no? Kasi may mga NAs. But if we remove the NA here, okay, it will compute. All right? Okay, so I think that's clear. So far, guys, clear ba yung, this is just a very, very quick review because we want to look at the other lessons already, the other parts. Okay, so and we said that it's always good to first have a descriptive statistics analysis or output for your study. We looked at these packages last time, yung HMIS, yung site, SCIM-R, and PaceText. These are packages. But before you can make use of this, kailangan i-require muna natin, ano? So hindi ko pa nare-require, but I will not run this anymore, guys. But it gives us a different let's say different views of the data. Okay, so I'll just leave you to review that. Okay. Okay, we can also subset. No? For example, from empty cars, we can create another object. Here, we're creating an object called DF. Okay, and it's coming from empty cars, and then these brackets allow us, guys, to subset. We create another object called DF, and it's a composition of the first one here, before the comma, is the row. So it means I'm not specifying here the row, which means all the rows. Okay, and then we have here three variables only: MPG, cylinder, and the weight. Okay, if we run this, and then let's view, you notice that there's already here this object DF, and let's view this. Okay, so ito na siya, no? And it only includes the three variables and all the rows. Okay, all the rows ang kasama, no? Okay, another way, guys, instead of subsetting, this is what I was mentioning to you about yung package na dplyr, very powerful for data wrangling or data manipulation. But we have to again require this library. Okay, so let me just run this very quickly. Okay, notice na sabi hindi makita yung function na ano, no, asa yung pipe operator. We call this the pipe operator, di ba? Kasi hindi pa natin na require si dplyr, no? So let me require that first. Okay. Okay, once dplyr is installed, I can now run this. Yan. Okay, so nag-run na siya, and then let me check ano yung laman nito, head. Yeah, it's the same, no? Yung three variables, MPGs, cylinder, and weight. So one way to generate this object, DF or DF1, is to use the brackets. Another way is to use the pipe operator from the dplyr package. Now, of course, it's more advantageous to use this kasi pwede yung pangdagdagan to, no? Control C, kunyari, ganyan. After you get this, pwede natin kunin yung ano, and then let's see, get the mean of and let's see if this will work. Okay. Okay. And a mean of let me see, guys. If this will work. Okay, may mali pa rin, no? May mali. Anyway, guys, so I'm sorry I wasn't able to run this. May error ako dito eh. But this is what I was illustrating. You can connect pipes upon pipes upon pipes upon pipes, no? Unlike kung ito lang, guys, kung isa-subset lang natin yung data natin, that will be all, no? Tapos kukunin mo yung mean ng MPG, second ano yun, second code, no? But in this case, guys, nagpa-pipe operator tayo kasi DF1 na, no? Tapos kukunin natin yung mean. Dapat pwede na to eh. Anyway, we'll go to the details of this, yung data wrangling by next week when we start using the dplyr. Okay, I just want to illustrate here that from one pipe operator, kasi ang ibig sabihin ito guys, and then, parang tapos, ganun sa Tagalog, no? And then, kasi dito di ba empty cars, tapos isa-select lang natin si tatlong variables na to, tapos anong gagawin? I wanted to get the mean, no? Mean. Kaso, let me see, no? Will this work? Medyo kasi may nuances yung syntax nito. So dito, kinuha ko yung, I'm starting with empty cars, and then, pinaselect ko itong tatlong to, tapos, and then, okay, will we be able to get the average of MPG? Hindi pa rin, no? Hindi pa rin yung makuha. Anyway, let me just remove that. May kulang ako sa code ko. Okay, so let me put back yung df1 natin. Okay, so let's now move on to qplot. Sabi natin, yung qplot guys is from ggplot2. Okay, you cannot run qplot guys without requiring ggplot2. Take note of that. Qplot is from ggplot2. It's not the plot which comes from base R. Kasi si plot function, you can already use that without loading any package. On the other hand, see qplot, quickplot, you can only run that if you have loaded ggplot2 already. So ito yung basic syntax niya, no? You identify what's on the x-axis, what's on the y-axis, and then ano yung data na ginagamit, and then what geometric object are you using? Okay, and then you can identify the limits ng x-axis, and then limits ng y-axis. Of course, you can put there also some x label, y label, then a main label. So this is very flexible. You can put there lots of layers on your plot. Okay, like ito, no? Sabi natin ito. You can put other arguments like yung main, yung label, x label, y label, and then pwede mo rin i-log kunyari yung data, kunyari sa y, you can make it y is equal to log of yung log of the number, no? And then here we have dito pala yung limits ng x-axis ng y-axis. Okay, so a lot of things that you can do with a quick plot. Okay, example lang tayo guys, no? I think we were able to cover this, but this is just a quick review. So here we're creating an object x, which is 1 to 10, and y, which is x squared, x times x. So we can 10 elements yung 10 observations si x. So si y syempre 10 din yan. So we can plot x and y, no? So if x is 1, y is 1. If x is 2, y is 4 kasi naka-square siya. So let's run this 2. So immediately we can see the plot of yung plot ng x and y, and it will look like a parabola, no? Half ng parabola opening upwards. Kasi if x increases, y increases quadratically, no? Squared kasi siya. So mas malaki yung increase ni y kaysa increase ni x. So 10 pa lang si x, si y 100 na. Okay. Now qplot ito yung basic, no? X and y lang. You can now determine you can now add, kasi ang default ni qplot is a point. Kaya dito guys, kahit hindi natin sinabi g yung is equal to point, automatically yun na yung pag-plot niya, no? But here we can combine itong concatenate natin. You can combine a point and a line. So if we plot this, so i-combine na niya, may point na, may line pa. Okay? So And then, meron ding smoothing, no? May smooth din. Yung smooth, ang gamit naman ng smooth, it will generate yung standard error. Okay, if you plot this, dito na lang yung pangalawa. Hindi. Sorry, here we're plotting empty cars, no? So, we use data is equal to empty cars. On the x-axis is your MPG. On the y-axis is your weight. So itong unang qplot na to, point lang to, no? Parang scatter plot lang siya. Yan. Okay? And then we can combine it with the smooth function. Okay. And you can see here the 95% confidence, yung shade na yan, yung standard error natin yan. Okay. So this one, pwede natin guys so pareho pa rin, ano? MPG yung x-axis, y-axis is weight, data is yung DF yung kanina, no? Yung DF is your 32 observations of 3 variables. This is a reduced form of your empty cars. So we can input a color, no? Tapos yung color, ginamit natin dito factor ng cylinder. Okay, why did we use this? Kasi here we're coercing R to treat cylinder as a factor. Ibig sabihin as a classifier. Kasi di ba ang values ng cylinder 4, 6, 8. So we don't want R to treat that as a number, no? But rather as a label. Parang may group ng 4, group ng 6, and group ng 8. Not as a number, but rather as a label or as a factor. And then here we use the object, the geometric object is a point and a smooth. Okay, pareho ito na nasa taas, ang difference lang, yung cylinder dito, it's colored by cylinder. So let's run this. Okay. Similar to the one above, however, meron tayong layering dito, ano? Ano yung layering natin dito? May color yung mga cylinders. Okay? Had we not treated cylinder as a factor, magiging parang numeric siya. So, magkakaroon din ng ganito, pero yung distinction ngayon, not as factors. No? I think the one below, ito, no? Same thing. Okay? And then, sama din natin yung let's include this. So, very similar to the one above, only that, ito guys, yung yung cylinder is not treated as a factor, but rather as a continuous variable. Okay. And you can see here, kita natin yung sa legend dito, no? The cylinder, okay, may 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, di ba? Wala namang 5 dun sa cylinders. Wala namang 7. So, treat niya as a number yan. Okay? So, it's not the same as what we had before. No? In fact, very different. Ito kasi, sinegregate. No? Yan, no? Sinegregate yung mga cylinders as factors. You notice here guys, yung blue, yung 8 cylinders. You notice, ano bang inaan natin dito? Miles per gallon, this is consumption. Consumption in terms of the distance traveled. How many miles it can travel per gallon. And notice guys, yung mga blue, yung mga high cylinders, ang liliit lang ng distance na mako-cover niya per gallon of gasoline. Yung mga 6 cylinders, nasa middle siya. And then yung mga guzzlers to, no? Yung mga talagang kumakain ng gas. Ito naman guys, yung 4 cylinders, they're the ones that are economical. Some reaching as far as 32, 33 miles per gallon of gasoline. Okay, so dito guys, graphically makikita natin kagad yung distinction, yung it tells a story already. No? So that's one very important thing about data visualization. Already from the plot, you can understand what's the information the data is giving us. So data visualization form part and parcel, a very key important parcel or part of data analysis. Eh dito guys, trinit lang natin as a factor yung cylinder, ang laki na ng difference. No? Eh dito, since hindi siya factors, tuloy-tuloy lang siya. Makikita lang natin guys yung sa color. Okay, ito mga lighter ones, kasi lighter ones, ang hirap ma-distinguish no? Yung mga four cylinders, I was expecting a dark blue siya. Okay. So it was not so apparent. Hindi siya masyadong naging kita talaga, no? Kasi may classify po siya na 5, 6, 7, 8. Naglalagay siya ng range. Okay, unlike ito, yung as a factor talaga. Okay, so let me pause for a while. Clear ba yan so far, guys? Nakikita natin dito sa data visualization pa lang. Importante yung yung pag-treat na isang variable. Kung factor siya, it's important to treat it as a variable. Lalo na guys, later on, pag na tayo, statistical analysis, kunyari regression, we will see guys the importance of factors. Okay, thank you guys. And salamat ha. Okay, salamat guys. Thank you. I hope the others guys are following. Ito, review na lang to guys ha. I know we ended last time here. So I dedicated mga almost 30 minutes no, ng review. It's okay naman guys kasi first time natin na-meet to. So it's okay to have a review. Okay. Ito guys, how do we convert a data, a variable to a factor? Well, that's very easy. You can just use as that factor. Okay, let's take a look at this. So dito, di ba may DF tayo, no? Okay, dito, ibalik natin guys kasi yung DF natin dito yung tatlong variables lang, di ba? Di ba kanina sinubset natin yung DF? Okay, so here I'm going to overwrite this DF and then once again, I'm going to create an object called DF and then it will include now yung 11 variables. Okay, so let's do this. So take note guys, si DF, 11 variables na. Wala na yung DF kanina na tatlong variables lang. So it's removed from memory. It's replaced by overwritten by this new DF. Okay, so here, sabi natin DF and then i-add natin yung isa-subset natin yung cylinder na variable. We're going to treat it as that factor. Okay? As that factor, yung cylinder. So ito, yung same pa rin, ito guys, same variable pa rin from DF will be converted into a factor. So if we run this and then get the structure of DF, we can now see that the cylinder now is a factor. With 3 levels, no? 4, 6, and 8. Okay. And if we now plot natin si MPG as x axis, weight sa y axis. Ang data natin guys, itong DF, no? Ito. Tapos sa DF natin, remember guys, sa DF natin, sa existing DF object natin, si cylinder factor na siya. Okay, so if we plot this, color is equal to cylinder. Now, you don't need to now write as that factor kasi factor na siya. Plot natin. Okay. All right, take a look at this, guys. So yung color daw, distinguished by cylinder. So yung mga blue dito, okay, yung mga blue dito, these are your 8 cylinders. Yung green, yung 6. Yung pink dito, yung 4 cylinders. Okay. And of course, we learned this a while ago. We can we can add geometric object kasi ang default lang ni qplot is a point. Okay, so let's the same, we just added line. Okay, so nagdagdag siya ng line. Okay, but again guys, let me remind you, I think I mentioned this to you last time, that using line for a cross-sectional data is really not that advisable. Nagla-line lang tayo guys. Mas ginagamit talaga yung line plot na yan kapag time series. Yung time series, ibig sabihin, your data is arranged chronologically by time. So that's the best way, one of the few ways that we use the line. Okay, pag ganito, wala naman kasing logical relationship it's just that they were arranged that way. Okay, pag binago natin arrangement na yan, magbabago din yung yung style ng plot niya. Okay. So I think okay lang to, no? 'Di ba? Sabi natin, inulit lang natin to, no? Yung color is equal to factor cylinder. No need na kasi yung df natin guys, yung cylinder as factor na yan, no? Okay, so let's just run this. Yung pangalawa, this time we're using the smooth function, not the line. Okay. And then generate hindi line guys, but the a smooth line. Yan. Where your cylinder is as a factor. Okay, questions guys? Questions? I think hindi natin inabot to last time. So ito, pinalitan natin lang ng smooth. Okay, clear so far, class? Okay, thank you. Thank you guys. Okay, salamat ha. To those of you who are faithfully responding, thank you so much. I know you're really in the moment. Ibig sabihin in the moment, wala kang ibang ginagawa, naka-focus lang tayo sa lesson, and that's very good kasi that's also a good discipline. That's a good practice kasi I'm sure, sabi niyo nga, di ba dati wala kayong masyadong alam sa R. So if you focus here guys, you will benefit a lot. Okay, pwede rin guys gamitin yung yung geom na size, no? Okay, we can again guys ipa-plot natin MPG yung x-axis, weight yung y-axis, data is you can use empty cars or DF, no? Pareho lang naman si empty cars at saka si DF, and then sign natin size is equal to MPG. By MPG, let's see what this looks like. Okay. All right, anong ginawa niya guys? What did it do? Ang ginawa niya, plinat niya guys ng by the size, no, ng MPG. So yung mga malalaking MPG, those that are yung mga nasa economy, nasa 4 cylinders, they're the ones with bigger circles. Yung mga ito maliliit, di ba? Kasi ito yung mga 8 cylinders, no? And they're very small kasi yung MPG nila are very, very small. Okay, now experiment natin, kung lalagyan ba niya ng color, let's see. Color is equal to cylinder. MPG weight. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay. Again, guys. Okay. Bakit guys ganito? Could you tell me guys why this was treated as a numeric variable yung cylinder? Eh di ba ginawa na nating factor yan? Can anyone please answer? Bakit kaya Bakit kaya Bakit bumalik siya, nag-revert siya sa numerical na ano na cylinder? Any guess? Okay, let's see. Okay, Angel. Okay, because we didn't type it as a factor cylinder. Okay, all right, that's one. Pero di ba kanina kinonvert na natin sa ano, sa factor, Angel? Didn't we already convert yung cylinder as a factor? Oh, so dapat pag kinonvert na natin as a factor, dapat hindi na natin parang redundant na gagawin pa nating factor ulit, no? Kasi we already converted it into a factor, diba? So actually, no need na dapat sana na factor cylinder. But thank you, Angel. That's a very good answer, no? May kulang lang, no? May kulang. Ano yung kulang doon? Anyone, guys? Kasi dapat pag color cylinder is equal to cylinder, dapat treated na as a factor tong cylinder. Anyone? Okay, let me show the answer. Ano ba yung ginamit natin na data dito, guys? Empty cars, di ba? Saan natin na-convert yung ano? So, tingnan ko guys, yung structure ng empty cars. Structure ng empty cars, look guys, cylinder numeric pa rin. No? Numeric pa rin. Remember, we created an object called DF. Yung DF guys, yung ginawa natin. Ano? Okay, so just be careful guys ha, kung ano yung, kaya it's not advisable sometimes to have two objects na pareho lang, no? Kasi minsan baka may ginawa ka dun sa isa na hindi mo ginawa dun sa isang object. Tapos magagamit mo yung isang object. So just to be consistent, if you want, for example, to remove, no? How do you remove empty cars? Ganito lang, RM, empty cars. Pag remove mo siya, wala na siya dito, di ba? Yun. So DF na lang yung object natin. So if we run this, run natin yung empty cars na to. Okay, bakit siya nag-run? Akala ko wala na empty cars. Wala na dito. Okay, nag-run pa rin siya guys kasi yung empty cars guys, it comes with R. No? Naka-load na siya sa R eh. So kahit na-remove natin dito yan, nag-load pa rin siya. So mag-ano pa rin siya, nabasa pa rin siya ni R. Okay? Kasi preloaded na yung object na yun, empty cars. What I'm saying is, kunyari may mga linode kayo na object or na files, tapos if you want to remove it, you will use RM. Yung empty cars kasi preloaded na siya, even if we removed it from memory here, nag-ano pa rin siya, nag-load pa rin siya. Okay? So instead of that, why don't we use yung DF na lang? Yung DF na data na may ano, na may yung cylinder is a factor. Yan. Okay, tingnan nyo. Naka-factor yung cylinder. Okay, so may distinction na. So dito, dalawang dimension yung distinction. Number one, you have the size of the point. So pag maliit yung MPG niya, miles per gallon, maliit din yung ano, yung size ng point, no? And you can see here that relatively these points here are way bigger than the points here and much bigger than the point here na napakaliit ng miles per gallon niya. Dito lang siya banda, no? Sa bandang 10 lang yata. No? Okay. And then there's another dimension, yung ano, yung cylinder, yung color. So binago natin yung color by cylinder, binago din natin yung size by MPG. So you notice guys how very powerful qplot is. Qplot pa lang yan, hindi pa tayo ng ggplot. No? Pag ggplot guys, mas robust yun. And this will be very difficult to do even in Excel. No? Mahirap gawin sa Excel to. Okay. All right. So, okay. Natapos. Shape naman guys. Shape. So dito, hindi natin kailangan talaga to, no? But if you're using empty cars, then kailangan pa isama yung factor. But if you're using DF, hindi nyo na kailangan isama tong factor na cylinder na to. So let's see naman, shape, hindi pa natin na ano to, no? Hindi pa natin na run to. What will happen if you use shape for your cylinder? Let's run this. Okay. So nakita natin guys, hindi masyadong apparent, ano? You have for your cylinder, may yung 8-cylinder square siya, tapos yung 6-cylinder ano siya, yung triangle, and then circle yung ano. Circle yung 4-cylinder. Okay, of course we can combine natin to. Sama natin to. Control C. Wait, dali. Dito ko na lang isasama. Mag-ano ulit ako ng isang plot para ay, mali. Ito pala. Ito lang kakapit ko. Size. Let's use the DF na lang. DF. Para hindi na natin ilagay yung S factor. Okay, here guys, we're plotting the same on the x-axis your MPG, on the y-axis your weight, and then we're using the DF data, DF object, shape, size, color. Shape by cylinder, size by MPG, color by cylinder. Okay, let's run this. Okay, so tatlo na yung ano natin, parang tatlong dimension na. No? Meron na tayong size. Okay, yung maliliit, tsaka yung based on MPG, yung malalaki. Meron din tayong by color, okay, blue, green, and then pink. And then meron din tayong shape, no? Meron din tayong shape. Ito combined ng shape at saka ng ano, ng, ayan, yung circle na colored pink is 4. Yung 8 na square na colored blue, and then green colored, yung 6 colored green, and then triangle. Okay, so this is actually what grammar of graphics is all about, guys. Layers, no? Nagdadagdag tayo ng layers. Layer ng shape, layer ng size, layer ng color. And to think na qplot pa lang yan, ha? Quick plot pa lang yan. Okay, any questions, guys? Questions? Clear so far? Okay, good. Thank you. Any questions ba? Thank you so much. Very good. Okay, so let's continue, guys. Ito, actually ginawa na natin to, no? Combine color with shape. Yeah, medyo nauna na tayo dito, no? Okay. Now label, guys. Label. The argument label is used to specify the text to be used for each points. Okay, tingnan natin to. Qplot. MPG weight data is equal to empty cars pa rin. No? Ngayon tingnan nito. Label is equal to row names. Okay, ano ba yung row names natin? If you take a look at DF, di ba? Ito yung row names natin, yung Mazda, Datsun, etc. These are our row names. Now, you can use that, guys, to label your points. No? Tignan nyo to. Yung geom natin, yung object natin, is a point and a text combination. Tapos ano yung text dun? Ang gagamitan na label, yung row names. Ito. Okay? Now we're not here discussing the aesthetic component of this, the aesthetic part of this, kasi maganda ba yung kakalabasan nito? I'm sure it's not, no? Kasi lalagyan natin ng label yung mga points, ang hahaba niya, no? Okay? So, but the objective here is to see that you can put not necessarily an object but a text dun sa mga points natin. Horizontal adjustment 0, vertical justified 0. Okay, let's run that. Yan. Okay. Okay, point, di ba? Pero linagyan niya ng ano ng pangalan. No? Let's just i-ano lang natin to, i-print natin dito. Let's just zoom in and see. Yan. Okay, di ano no, but well here makikita natin na yung mga medyo economical, Fiat 128, Honda Civic, Lotus Europa, Toyota here, yung mga medyo ano, yung mga 8-cylinder na mga cars, yung Lincoln, Continental, Cadillac, Fleetwood. Ito yung mga usong kotse ng mga 1970s sa US. Very big cars, 8 cylinders, very powerful. Kasi noon, yung presyo ng gas, ano pa lang, cents pa lang, no? Cents. Pero ngayon, guys, hardly will you see 8-cylinder cars. Kasi, of course, yung gagawa ka pa ba sa US, magkano yung ano? Sa California, $6, $7. Imagine, 350, 400 pesos per gallon. Naku. Tapos ganito yung kotse. Tapos ang miles na mako-cover lang niya, mga 11 miles. No? Which is ilang kilometers yun? 2.2? Ilan ba? 20 kilometers per gallon. Naku. Patay. Mabubutas ang bulsa natin sa ano yan, sa gasoline. No? Okay, so this has its issues, guys. No? Unfortunately, medyo lang talaga, medyo magkakasama sila. Pero kita naman, no? For the purposes of seeing ano ba itong mga ano na to, ano itong mga point na to, no? In the graph, then it has its use. But maybe to present this in a formal presentation or formal paper na ganyan, pwede pa namang ayusin yan. No? But I just wanted to illustrate here the use of text, no? Text. Tapos ano yung label na yun? Yung row names ng object natin, empty cars. Okay, now we go to ito, 3 plots no, na very important for us, lalo sa statistics. Box plot is the most important. Okay, dot plot sometimes, but really most important here is box plot. But just to distinguish between the 3, box plot, dot plot, or violin plot. Okay, so we're going to make use of the data sets, yung plant growth. Okay, tingnan natin to, no? We can use this help function, question mark, data sets is equal to plant growth. Run muna natin to. And let's see what this data set is all about. Okay. Plant growth, this is from the package data sets. Okay. Ano to? Results from an experiment to compare yields measured by the dried weight of the plants obtained under a control and 2 different treatment conditions. Okay, so nag-experiment sila. Yung isa controlled yung ano niya. Tapos controlled ibig sabihin walang maybe walang ginawang treatment. Tapos yung dalawa, okay, may treatment sila. Okay, a data frame, 30 cases lang, 2 variables. Okay, so control, treatment, tapos may mga examples dito, no? Here, ito may box plot dito. Tapos may regression pa, nag-ANOVA siya dito, nag-analysis of variance. So we'll go into that later on in the course of this subject. Now guys, tingnan nyo ang ganda ng, actually very helpful talaga yung help function ni R. Kasi you can make use of this. Copyhin nyo lang yan, no? Copyhin nyo lang, tapos i-run nyo na, i-run nyo na. And then you'll see, of course, you'll see outputs and then you can learn from that. Okay, but we will not do that. Sige na nga, gawin naman natin. Okay, sige, copy nga natin ito muna, no? Sige, just for purposes of parang example, using an example of a help function. Okay, yung stats, okay lang yan kasi it comes already with base R. Yung graphics, let's check. Okay, check nyo nga guys, i-run nyo to kung okay siya, yung graphics ba, will it require you to install? Kasi malamang yung naka-install na sa akin. Feedback please guys, if you need to install graphics, i-run nyo muna itong require stats and require graphics. Did it run? If you run it in the console guys, pag ganito na siya, nag-marker na siyang ganyan, ibig sabihin nag-run na yun. Ano please guys, feedback? Did it run or nag-error yung graphics? Okay, nag-run. Ibig sabihin, okay, good. Ibig sabihin kasama na sa base R yung graphics na to. Okay, good. Alright, so, and then let's just copy this, no? Ito box plot din, anyway, ito yung lesson natin, no? But before we do that, let's just first review muna natin to, view at saka head. Okay. Head ito. Ito na. So, sa view guys, ito yung weight, mineasure yung weight ng plant, and then, tinignan siya guys kung nasa control group siya, or treatment 1, or treatment 2, no? Okay, so siguro today they started treating yung two groups of plants, nasa treatment 1 at saka nasa treatment 2. Winay muna nila lahat, tapos at the end of, I don't know, maybe a certain period, and then winay ulit nila, tapos gusto nila malaman kung ano yung effect ng treatment 1 at saka treatment 2. No? So I think this is the story behind this exercise. Okay, so this is the data. Now take note guys, if we take a look at the structure of plant growth, okay, tingnan nyo guys, so naka-factor na si group. Yan. Okay, so weight is numerical. So si factor is already, si group is already a factor. So no more problem. So definitely guys, di ba, character yan. So pwede namang character pa rin yan, pero it was already converted as a factor nung pinost dito sa R. So let's take a look at this. Tingnan natin to ha. Control C. Okay. So what are we doing here? Okay, nagba-box plot tayo ng weight, no? Ito. Pero it's box plot per group, no? Ibig sabihin, iba yung box plot ni control, iba yung box plot ni treatment 1, at saka iba yung box plot ni treatment 2. So we're creating box plots here for weight, and then it's grouped by the variable group. And data is equal to plant growth. Tapos may name ng plot, may label yung YLab, guide weight of plants. Color is equal to light gray, notch is equal to true, variable width, vary width is equal to 2. So let's run this, let's see what happens. May mga additional na mga andito, ano, na mga layers ng ano. Notch is equal to true. Okay, see, oops, nag-notch nga siya. Okay, so this is a different kind of box plot. No? Ito yung notching niya, no? Nag-notch siya dito. Okay, ito yung minimum value. Sorry, ito yung minimum pala to. Minimum. Sorry, no. This is the quartile 1 minus 1.5 times IQR. So if you recall guys from your stat, apologies, no? This one is quartile 1, this one is quartile 3, di ba? So yung difference yan, quartile 3 minus quartile 1, that's your IQR. Tapos quartile 1 minus 1.5 times quartile IQR is this amount. And then quartile 3 plus 1.5 quartile IQR is this. Okay, so makikita natin dito, may outlier dito. Okay, so this is just an example, guys, of learning from the examples. No? So examples ng so we have dito. Okay, so hindi na natin i-run si ANOVA, guys. No? This is just to test kung anyway, sige, andiyan na tayo. No? Sa DSI Litic, inaral nyo si ANOVA, di ba? Okay, so this gives a regression. Okay. So what does this tell us? Group probability 0.01. Ano yung tinetest dito? Ang tinetest dito, guys, yung means, yung average weight ng control group, average weight ng treatment group, treatment 1 at treatment 2, that they're all the same. Yung mga means nila is equal to 0. So, ang ano natin, ang conclusion natin, if you recall from your basic stat, we, guys, reject or fail to reject the null hypothesis. Significant siya. Anyone? What did you learn in your DSI Litic or your other stat subjects? Yung ANOVA, guys, analysis of variance, is used to test whether the means are the same. E tatlong groups tayo, control, treatment 1, treatment 2. So ang sinasabi natin dito, tinetest natin whether mean of the control group is equal to the mean of control 1 is equal to the mean of control 2. And our inference is that we reject that null hypothesis. No? I-reject natin null hypothesis na there's strong reason to believe that the means are different. At least one of them is different from another. Okay, anyway, so that's additional na na discussion. Balik na tayo, guys, sa discussion natin. Okay, dito sa box plot. Alright, so we go here. So yung geom natin, guys, yung box plot, it will draw a box plot. Pag yung geom natin dot plot, of course, dot plot ang ginagawa niya. Pero kailangan, guys, meron sa dot plot may additional na arguments. Yung stack directory is equal to center and binary axis is equal to y. Kailangan yun, guys, kasi kung hindi natin ilagay yan, mag-error yung plot natin. And then yung violin naman, violin plot. Tapos pwedeng yung trim, pwedeng set is equal to false or pwedeng naka-true siya. Alright, so example lang to, basic box plot, no? X is equal to 1 and then y is randomly distributed 100 observations with mean is equal to 0 and standard deviation is equal to 1. Okay, so si X, lahat 1 siya. Ibig sabihin, whatever your Y is, si X ano lang, 1. Okay, if you run this 2, guys, so you'll have X is equal to 1 and then si R norm, 100 siya. Of course, medyo magkakaiba tayo ng number dito unless we set that C, no? Okay, then qplot, x-axis, x is 1 lang, y is 100 randomly normally distributed with mean 0 and standard deviation is equal to 1, and then box plot. So let's see. Okay, but hindi siya nag-generate dito. Run ko nga ulit. Yan, okay? Alright, so your X is 1, di ba? X is 1. Tapos yung Y naman, ang mean niya, ang mean average niya, 0. Yan, almost 0 kasi standard yan eh. Standard normal distribution yan. Okay? So you can see here that this is an example of a box plot. Yan, box plot siya. Ito yung box plot, guys. If you recall this, guys, this is your quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3. The difference between your quartile 3 and your quartile 1 is your IQR, interquartile range. IQR. Show interquartile which is equal to Q3 times Q1. Okay, and then this is ito, the minimum point dito. No? This is quartile 1 minus 1.5 times IQR. And on the other hand, this height is your quartile 3 plus 1.5 times IQR. Okay, so very quick review lang ng very quick review ng basic statistics. Okay. So, ibang example po tayo dito ng isa na example natin ng dito. Sige, we'll be able to finish this. All right. Here another example naman, dot plot, no? So si dot plot, gamitin natin guys si plant growth. Okay, why don't we do this? Control C. Okay, ano ko lang guys So data G1 is equal to, okay, yan. So printout na rin natin kasi dito ang example ko lang, sorry, ang example ko lang dito dot plot. So let's plot the box plot for plant growth. No? Okay, you can see here the control group. Okay, you can see the control group, treatment 1 and treatment 2. So medyo iba yung nila, observation sila. No? So you can see guys that yung nila, ito yung medians nila, no? Medyo iba, no? Kanina 'di ba ba tayo, tinest natin kung si control group same yung mean nila sa treatment 1, which is the same as treatment 2. Here you can see the box plot that is sort of statistically, no, na-test natin na iba yung mga means nila. That their means are different. And it can be shown here graphically in this box plot. Yung mga median sila magkakaiba. No? Okay, and in fact, guys, if we get the summary of plant growth, yung natin summary sila. Okay. Sorry. Nga pala. Hindi natin nag-group, no? Hindi pa pwede. Hindi pa pwede dito. Ang total weight, weight minimum 3.59, maximum 6.3, but we don't see a distinction. Hindi natin ma-distinguish yung weight ni control, weight ni treatment 1, weight ni treatment 2. So, but in this plot, in this box plot, we can see here, may dalawang outliers nga si treatment 1. We can see here that treatment 3 seem to have the highest na median, then control, and then see treatment 2. Okay. All right. Any questions here, guys? Any questions about generating our box plot for the plant growth data set? Clear ba so far? Paki-chat naman please. Thank you. Okay, let me just wait for the rest. Okay, salamat. Salamat. Okay, now let's go to dot plot. Ano naman yung dot plot? How different is it from the box plot? Well, as the name suggests, guys, this will only consist of distribution in terms of dots. No? Kanina, you have here the boxes. No? So ito naman, sabi natin, we can use this geom. Actually, hindi na muna kailangan yung C kasi isa lang naman siya. No? Pwedeng geom is equal to dot plot lang. But we have to put here stock directory is equal to center, and then binary axis is equal to y. Okay, let's run this. Okay. So ito lang, guys, no? Ito yung dot plot. Okay, we can see here, guys, sa treatment 1, ang concentration ng data niya dito, no? Dito marami dito. Ibig sabihin yung weight niya on the average, mas maliit kaysa kay treatment 2. So apparently, guys, yung si treatment 2 mas malaki impact sa mga plants, no? Mas mataas, mas lumaki yung weight ng mga plants dito compared to this. Si control, ito yung walang ginawang treatment. Okay. Alright, ganun lang kasimple, guys, yung dot plot, no? Just remember to, kasi tingnan natin if we, okay, gantuin ko lang ito. Tapos, gawin kong comment lang to, okay. Alright, so it will only run up to dot plot, di ba? Ito. Walang center, walang binary axis. 1, 2, kulang pa ng isa. Yan. Let's see if this will run. Okay, mag-e-error talaga siya. Kasi we need to put the stock directory and the binary axis. Okay. If I make this naman X, mag-e-error din siya. Yan. Okay, now the other one is the violin plot. So we have box plot, you have dot plot, you have violin plot. Okay, geom C is equal to violin. Okay, trim is equal to false. Pwede rin naman trim is equal to true. Let's see. This looks like, well, violin talaga. Ayan. So makikita natin yung concentration. This is the median. Ayan. Ito din dito. So makikita natin, guys, dito si malaking concentration ng data dito sa weight na to, no? Ang weight is mga 5 point something. Si naman si treatment 1 mga 4.5 something. While si control dito siya concentration ng data dito sa 5 point something. Halos pareho siya ng control 1, control treatment 2. Although mas malaki si treatment 2 kasi may mga pa siya dito, may mga data siya dito na malaki din yung weight, no? As compared to control. Okay, so this is a diamond plot. Okay, now if you trim this, yung trim, guys, tatanggalin niyo yung mga upper and lower points. No? Gawin natin true. Trim is equal to true. Okay, if we trim that, okay, parang kinaka-cut off niya, guys, yung tinatanggal niya, I haven't checked, guys, kung ilang percent yung pinaka-minimum or maximum na percent tinatanggal niya. Trim niya. No? So that's why we have this trim violin plot. Okay, any questions, guys? Clear yung violin natin? Okay. All right, so let's go here. Okay, pwede rin pala, guys, mag-jitter, Okay, so let's change the color by groups. Okay, so box plot tayo. Gagamitin natin ulit si plant growth. Ito yung ginawa natin kanina, but this time, guys, magkakaroon tayo ng jittering dito. Jitter, guys, we will learn this more when we go to plotting yung scatter plot sa regression. Ang jitter kasi parang ginagalaw yung parang sinishake mo yung mga plots para mag-scatter siya ng konti. Jittering is very good, guys, especially kung may mga concentration ng data. pag plinat nyo kunyari, when we go to next week guys, GGG plot tayo, makikita natin na kunyari when we use the NYC flights data, yung flights data niya, may mga there are observations that are really almost the same. So may overlapping ng data. Pag prinat mo halos parang blob na makikita mo, parang bilog na itim kasi nag-concentrate yung mga data doon. If you have a large number of observations, kunyari 10,000 yata yung 100,000 yata yung flights data set. So maraming magkakapareho o close to each other. So parang blob siya na black So what we can do is we can jitter that para i-shake ng konti para maghiwa-hiwalay. So take a look at this, i-run natin to. May jittering. Yan, okay? So fill natin by group, no? Yan. Kaya yung fill nito guys, yung fill yung color. So you have a different color for the control, a different color for the treatment 1 and treatment 2. Okay? So makikita natin dito guys, di ba? Medyo nagkaroon ng mga points dito kasi sinake to, and that's what jittering does, no? That's what jitter does. So you notice guys na may mga dati wala naman yung mga points na yan, di ba? But when we jitter, we shake the data a bit. Okay. All right. So it's still a box plot, and you find here that we distinguish the color between the different groups. If we remove jitter, pag tinanggal natin to, let's see what happens. Mawawala lang yung guys. Mawawala lang yung mga parang sinake na data. Okay? Yan. Control Z. Balik mo na lang. Alright. So, ito naman guys. Okay, dot plot din to kanina, no? Kaso nag-coloring tayo dito, no? So let's color by group and fill by group. Let's see what happens here. Yan. Okay. So dot plot pa rin siya. Tapos distinguish na siya by color. Color and fill. Yan. So coloring guys and filling are also very good tools for data visualization. Kasi makikita natin guys, lalo na kung kanina di ba yung sa MPG at saka weight, nakatulong talaga yung coloring kasi nadi-distinguish natin yung any grouping there is. Okay. All right, so let's go here. Histogram tayo, no? Mag-histogram tayo and density plots again using qplot. Okay, the histogram and density plots are used to display the distribution of the data, so much like box plot then or violin plots or dot plots. Okay, pero yung histogram guys, alam natin na we only use that for quantitative variables, no? Okay, so here we did this before already. Last time, I think last week we did this. Magsiset tayo ng seed data frame natin. You have gender. Okay, factor, repeat natin si C, F, and M, each 200. Okay, I hope you recall this. Ginawa na natin itong data set na to. So we have 400 observations here. Tapos si weight naman, yung isang weight, 200 siya with a mean of 55 for the female yun. Tapos yung isa naman, 200 din, 200 generate the values with a mean of 58 for the male. Okay, so let's run everything. We'll have the same observation, same randomly generated figures, 53.79, 55.5066, 606. Okay, paki-confirm nga guys kung pare-pareho tayong na-generate na data because of that set, that seed. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. So let's just create a histogram. All right. Using qplot, okay, ipa-plot natin si weight. Okay, take note guys, hindi natin pwedeng gamitin si histogram for gender. Okay, kasi si histogram ang ginagamit lang yan for numerical variables. Ang data natin yung my data and then geom histogram. Let's run this. There. Ayun yung ano natin, no? Yan yung histogram natin. If we try to put gender here, guys, gender. Okay, what happens, guys? Okay, error yan, no? Kasi hindi mo naman pwedeng gawing histogram ang isang categorical variable. So, ibalik natin. Okay, wait, no? All right. Now, syempre yung base, medyo kikita natin hindi siya normally distributed, no? Okay. Tapos, then we can improve on this. We can use yung color na naman, no? So, ang ano natin, yung weight pa rin, geom natin histogram, and then we fill by gender. So, tignan natin what happens here. All right. Here you can see guys na yung female dito, kasi ginawa natin ang average weight niya, di ba? 55. Tapos si male, ang average weight niya, 58. So you can see here, ang nasa higher na mga weights, yung blue, si male. Although may ano din dito, may mga female din, kasi randomly generated naman to, na may may konting females dito, and then may konting males din na nasa a few standard deviations away from the mean, kasi ang mean niya 58 eh. Si ano naman ang mean 55 ito. Yan, di ba? Okay, so you can see now mas of course this is a lot better than this one. Di ba? Kasi dito ang hirap natin it's hard to explain this one. But we know these are females. Okay, but you can see the difference guys pag nag-fill na tayo, no? Pag nag-fill na tayo, yan, no? Okay. Yeah, thank you. All right, so let's continue guys. Konti na lang to. Natatapos tayo on time. How about density plot? Okay, si density plot, I like the density plot guys kasi let's run this. Yung weight din, density plot, mamaya i-combine natin to, no? Okay, kasi parang hindi siya histogram, smooth lines yung ginagamit sa kanya, no? Yan. So tinitingnan niya yung distribution. So we can see here talagang may may parang dalawang group siya, no? May delineation siya. Bimodal nga siya, oh, dalawa. Dito yung isa, dito yung isa. Kasi nga talagang generate natin yung data natin in such a way na dalawa yung means, no? Yung isang 55 at saka isang 58. Okay, so that's what we call that's what we mean by density, hindi siya boxes. Okay. And then what we can do here is let's change the density plot line by color, no? Okay, so here geom density pa rin pero magdadagdag tayo ng layer dito. Color by gender and line type by gender din. Let's see this. Okay, now you see this, no? Density pa rin siya, pero binago na yung color niya. Binago yung color niya. Okay? Yung line type niya, guys, by gender. Okay, so nagkaroon ng isang line for male, nagkaroon ng isang line for female. Okay? Tapos yung color, guys, okay, guys, notice the difference. Yung color, guys, yung outline, yung fill, yung loob. Okay, yung loob. Let's see, guys. Tingnan natin kung fill is equal to gender. Let's see. Idagdag natin to just to show you the difference. Ayan, okay? So you notice, guys, ang difference ng color at saka fill. Yung color, yung outline lang, yung pinaka-line. Okay, yung fill naman, yung loob niya. Okay? Yung loob niya. So here you can see, guys, that we were coloring by color by gender. Ito yun, yung outline. and then fill by gender, i-color yung pati yung what's inside, no? Okay? Line type, ibig sabihin may line then by gender. Alright, so tanggalin ko na to. It was just meant to distinguish between yung color at saka yung fill. Okay, so alright. Then of course, we know this, guys. You can put labels. Okay, mas maganda kung isama natin, guys, yung ano. Let's also include this one. Okay, so linagyan na natin ito ng label. Yung X label is weight, and Y label is equal to density, and then yung main plot. If you run this, all right. Yeah, so you have density plot of weight. Okay, you have the label for the y-axis, you have the label for the x-axis, and then you have the color by gender. Okay, so very convenient, guys, na yung qplot. Okay, so that ends our lesson on qplot. Of course, guys, I challenge you. You don't just stop here, no? Ang dami ng mga examples, guys, which you can see in the internet. Awash na nga tayo ng information, no? So, any questions, guys? Clear ba yung lesson natin ngayon? Okay, good. Thank you so much. Now, next meeting on Monday, kindly open already paki-open na yung qplot2, i-install na. Kaso may mga package nun, guys, hindi nyo nga pala ma-install yan, no? Kasi parang workbook yan eh, just a little workbook. So may mga package yan na i-install natin na wala doon, no? So I'll just give instructions. But open the file already when we start classes. Alright, so eksakto tayo ngayon. Thank you so much. Okay, may magpapacheck pa ba ng attendance? Let me just stop recording.